Hello, my name is Alexis Scott, and this is my proposal for my MATE Capstone Project online resident assistant training. So to get us started off, we're going to head over to research questions. So I'm starting with research questions because I feel like it's important that we cover each of these questions throughout the presentation, so I wanted to start and finish with them. So these 4 questions each revolve around something that's important about this training. So the first question revolves around what's the most effective strategy for this training. Second is Gagne's instruction 9 events of instruction good for information retention? The third is online training a viable option for this training? And the fourth is, will resident assistants who participate in the online training session score better on post-assessments than on pre-assessments, and then in both score and in confidence, which is really important. So that is to start us off, and we are now going to jump into instructional problem. So to start us off for instructional problem is background information. So resident assistants are college, undergraduate, and graduate students that live in residence halls, and they perform a variety of roles, including mediator, role model, advocate, policy enforcer, and much more. And resident assistants are often referred to as the most important role on campus because they are the eyes and the ears of the campus. So to become these amazing resources that they are, they have to have some type of training, right? So the big training that we do once a year annually in August is a lecture base mostly with some teamwork activities thrown in. And it is very intensive and very informational. So that leads to our problem, which is that resident assistants are students first. So there's a very high turnover rate for them. So resident assistants that are hired after August training are not receiving the consistent level of training. If you're hired in September, say, you're not going to get that you're not going to get that resident assistant training. So it's important that we're making that consistent because people are now complaining that they feel unprepared for this position, which is completely reasonable. So my solution is that we have an online resident assistant training. So this is an intensive online training program for resident assistants that follows Gagne's 9 events of instruction, and this will provide resident assistants with the equitable training to ensure that they are prepared and confident to perform their role. So that is the solution. And I know that because I conducted a needs analysis. So I did 3 needs analysis observations. So the first one was a focus group, and I conducted that with the complex directors, who are the bosses of the RAs, and they also create and conduct the annual training. So I had 6 out of 7 complex directors come, and I got a ton of valuable information about both content and delivery. It was very, very fruitful. And then the second was a survey, and I distributed that to pass late hire resident assistants. So these are students who were in the students who I'm trying to target's footsteps for anywhere from 5 years ago to this past year. So 11 answered out of 16, and I gained a ton of information about everything from confidence levels to modules from the most important source. And then I will conduct a pretest on January 1st of this year, and it will ask questions from each module and will also ask about job confidence to ensure that I am making sure that students feel comfortable in their roles. So next is theoretical framework, and there are 4 objectives that I wanted to cover for theoretical framework. First was the importance of resident assistants. As Blooming said in 2015, residence halls are the first location students arrive on campus and the last area they depart. The relationships and experiences formed inside residence halls can impact students in and out of the classroom. So that kind of gives you the idea of how important the job is of a resident assistant. These RAs play a multifaceted role in crafting the experience that is most importantly safe, but is also fun and memorable. So that is the importance of an RA. The importance of RA training is that these amazing individuals that we have to be trained. And there are a ton of research on RA training and the positive correlations between the RA performance and the RA training, as well as the RA confidence with the RA performance. So, and then there is online training, and online training has like a ton of benefits, including cost. It is so much money to feed and house students. So not having to bring them into campus to train them, that's a huge cost. Accessibility, they can reach online training anywhere as long as they have access to the internet. And then improved pedagogical procedures. That is something that we don't even really dive into during regular training because it's all lecture based. But we've been getting a lot of complaints about how it's not really the most interesting thing. So I think using different edge tools will lead to a better in-person training and out-of-person training. And lastly is Gagne's 9 events of instruction. Gagne's 9 events is proven useful in a variety of fields, including the medical field. So there's a bunch of studies on different medical procedures that we use Gagne's 9 events for to teach students how to do. And the medical field those all might not seem like it, and Res Life are kind of similar in that they both have a lot of dense information, and they also have a moral responsibility as well as a legal responsibility. So that's really important. And then next is methods and procedure plans. I'm just going to dip my toe into this one a little bit. The pedagogical approach we will do on the next page, but the overall product description is that the online training will be housed inside of Blackboard, and we'll use a variety of educational tools, including Edpuzzle, Prezi, ThingLink, and much more. And the timeline I'll also get to in 1 minute. So here is the approach, and on the left is Gagne's 9 events, and on the right is the projects, like what exactly I'm going to do for each thing. So I'm making sure that each event has a correlation to the project. So I'm really excited about that. And then here's my project timeline. So as you can see, I'll be completely done on June 6th. I'll have my results. So I have to fast track this during winter break. So I'm excited about that. And then last is our evaluation, and the purpose is to make sure that residence assistants that are starting now are successful, as well as in getting important feedback to be successful in the future. And the methodology is that, for evaluation, is that I'm going to conduct a survey of the complex sectors who I interviewed for the focus group to make sure that we're improving this session and future sessions, as well as that post-test. It will be exactly the same as the pre-test, and I'm going to see the students can answer the questions correctly and gain that knowledge, as well as gaining confidence to perform their position. So I'm going to tie this up with our research questions that we started with. So what is the most effective strategy to train these resident assistants? I think online resident assistant training, I don't see a better option. I think it's going to be fantastic. And does using Gagne's 9 events of instruction positively affect information retention? It definitely does, and it does in the medical field, and I think it will for this. And is online training a viable option for training late hired resident assistants? I think it definitely is. It's viable in a variety of fields, and I think it'll definitely apply here. And will resident assistants who participate in online training score better in the post-assessment than the pre-assessment in both score and job confidence? I think it's going to be great, and I'll let you guys know in January. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a great semester.